mentality of most of the people doing investing is totally off from what people think of when they buy precious metals, physical precious metals, and bullion. What's going on, and there's a big correspondence between the euro crashing or getting slammed down at different times and what's going on in the precious metals markets. It's another factor besides margin rate increases. But if there's any downgrading in the debt of the United States, and I think that's going to be coming up, you're going to see the precious metals fly upward. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense that people are flying to the dollar, but that is because of history and psychological history. Basically, there's been such a built up history of the dollar as being a safe haven. That's just the automatic reaction people are doing, and they're not really basing it upon the facts as they are today. That's just the way it goes. We're looking at, this is a chart of the euro, right? Now, if we're looking at like when there's panics in the euro, for instance, in late October, October 28th to November 21st. So the euro went from 142 down to 137 in those few days. Now we go to our silver chart, same deal, October 28th down to November 1st. Silver was trading around $35.50 and it dropped down to 33.30 approximately in that time frame. So it dropped during the same time that the euro did. It's not a perfect correspondence, but it's pretty much showing you that people are looking at the dollar as a safe haven, not metals. Again, with the euro dropping in November 8th to November 10th, went from 138 to about 135. And you're looking at November 8th and November 10th, and we go back to the metals chart, the same type of deal. We see silver drop from about $35 to $33.50, November 8th and November 10th. Same thing, you're looking at the euro. I'll just pick another one here. This is November 22nd to November 25th, drop in the euro. Same thing, we go to November 22nd. It's not always working, but here's November 22nd. The the silver metal's almost up at 33, it's 32.95, and on the 25th, it's down to $30.66. So, there's a good correspondence, and looking at here from again, I'm just going to push through this garbage because there is a lot of correlation. People are not thinking of bullion metal as safety. They need to wake up, but they will wake up. Believe me, they'll wake up. And if you're holding this stuff, you got customers at high prices. But this again is November. This is December 11th to December 13th to December 14th. The euro crashed from 133, almost 134. It actually dipped below 130 at that time from December, say 11th or 10th to December 14th. You go on your metals charts, and here's December 10th. It's like 32.35, and down on December 14th, it's down below. It's 28.61. So the same thing, another drop, and then today we had another drop. I don't know what happened with the euro, but I guess it was more bond sales weren't going as well as they wanted, or whatever. The European Central Bank didn't release enough money or do something that they didn't like. I forgot what it was. I'm getting tired of reading what all the reasons are. But again, here's a drop in the euro today, and you look at the metals, same thing, another drop in silver prices. So they're running to the dollar as safety, even though the dollar index is not necessarily going up that much. It's holding pretty firm. It's going up pretty good, but not as much as the metals are going down. But they are running into the dollar. So, but also in euros, the metals aren't going down as bad. So I'd imagine there's probably quite a bit of physical buying going on. Now, as far as the attitude of the so-called elite, the one thing I picked up on a while ago, and I really focused in a lot on, I know it's from something that Mark Faber said on one of his radio interviews or whatever it was for about an hour long. There was a little small segment in there about what of some of his Jewish friends, or what many of his Jewish friends are doing, and he states that, you know, many times the best Jews on top of business are pretty much always in the right area as far as money goes, and they are heavily invested in precious metals or the stocks of mining companies of precious metals, and some are invested 50 to 100% or 20 to 50%, and Mark Farber himself is about 25% in area of precious metals, but he's kind of split in three other areas: real estate, cash, and equities. But he said that many of his best Jewish friends are more into precious metals than even he is. Now, I took that as an excellent tip because I see as a no-brainer governments are going to default. There's going to be debt crisis throughout the world by design, and I have to agree with. I know Lindsey Williams said this stuff with the. I don't like putting 110% faith in somebody what he tells me, but I agree with this. They're doing it on every level there possibly is. It's local, business, individual, state, and country. The whole thing. It's going through every aspect there is. There's going to be debt at all levels, and that's the whole game. And they want to pick up assets cheap. So bullion in silver and gold is your best bet. But most people that are trained in business, they have the exact same mentality as what the traders are doing. They think of dollars. They think of dollars as safety. Even people that have been in business for many, many years. But yeah, I know that's not all of them. But for the most part, you're talking, the average, not just the average, but even the people with a lot of money, they got millions. When I mention some of this stuff myself to some people, they don't do it. They will not even dream of buying bullion. They'll buy jewelry. They'll buy something that has a high appraisal value or something like that. But they will not invest any significant amount of their money in bullion. So a lot of these people are probably going to get screwed up. But I could tell you, though, their attitude is when they lose, I've seen several of these, more than several. I mean, they got a veneer that's very polite, but they're very, very vicious. They're very spiteful. If they lose, everybody loses. They don't care. And that's kind of how the game is, I think, is going on with the very top elite in the world. Whereas they really can't invest all their money in this stuff, although they'll try to get some significant as much as they can. I'm sure people that are multi-billionaires still hold some gold and silver, just that they can't put most of their money in it. But they'll do as much as they possibly could, probably. But as far as them wanting people to preserve their wealth, no, they're looking to rip people off as much as possible. They want to buy as cheap as possible, and their attitude, I imagine, is the same as I've seen in other people's attitude. Is if they don't get their way, nobody gets anything. They're very spiteful. They'll destroy everything. And you're probably seeing some of this stuff right now going throughout the world. Some of these guys, like Max Kaiser, talking about different things. Yeah, I don't think he's too off base because I don't know what I'm not going to say I know like what he knows about people, but from what I've seen, the attitudes are very vicious and very spiteful. So they will like to destroy everything versus anybody getting anything. That's just a lot how they are. So you shouldn't have any sympathy for these people if they go broke. That's the way I look at it. To hell with them, right? But as far as I don't know where this is going to go down to, but right now I do feel more safer about buying more coins. But I still am a little squeamish about buying. I got a lot of coins, and I don't know. I'd probably buy more Eagles. I don't know how many more I want to get. I'm tempted to buy like hundreds of them, but I don't know. Get tired of buying these damn things. But if it works out like it's supposed to work out, I think the biggest trick is going to be when you go to cash it in. And I don't think they're going to just let you like waltz over to the latest place and coin shop or whatever and get your, you know, $500 an ounce. I think there's going to be a million restrictions on it. I don't think it's going to be that easy. And I'm trying to keep an eye out for whatever kind of curveballs they're going to throw out at us, because I don't think they're going to allow people to just make that much money off of the fiat currency going down. You remember what happened with gold in the 30s. Um, but today, with electronic money, I mean, what kind of money are you going to give you? Electronic money? You going to feel safe with that? I think I'll always hold some gold and silver no matter how high it goes. That's kind of how I'm thinking. And it probably would have to flip over to some kind of hard asset, because I think the future, when they bust down the entire system in a global system, and I think that's the game that's going on. They're destroying the financial system to recreate a new one, and it's going to be all electronic. And I personally don't like the idea of holding electronic money. I don't like this stuff, but there's got to be a way around it. So I'm going to keep my eyes open on this junk.